Hello, everybody. This is Renee, and Tom and I are on the Ultimate World Cruise, and our next stops are Newcastle, Brisbane, Airlie Beach, and Cairns, Australia. So after leaving Sydney, we stop at Newcastle, and Tom and I go to the Fighter World Museum, which is about a half hour from the cruise port out by the airport. Some of the architecture here is just simply amazing. Tom was ready to take off when he walked through the doors for an incredible adventure at Fighter World. The museum was right next to RAAF Base Wilmington. We got up close with some of the most iconic fighter jets in history. This is Snoopy's plane. From the legendary F-18 Hornets to the classic Mirages. This was just one building of two that we got to go through. We got a chance to sit in a real fighter jet cockpit and chat with some of the veterans.
Hey there. I'm Al the Elephant. I'm going on unforgettable adventures. I got to sit on an F-86 jet fighter intake. I am a fighter pilot.
After we left the Fighter Museum, we sampled some of the local cuisine and then went to a costume shop to get ready for the rest of the theme nights on the cruise ship. Our next port of call was Brisbane, where some of our favorite crew members were going to be leaving the ship.
Well, time has certainly flown by, which means that for a number of our guests, the voyage is soon coming to an end. And just in case I do not get to meet you in person before you disembark tomorrow morning, may I take this opportunity to thank you on behalf of the entire Serenade team for choosing Royal Caribbean, and in particular the Serenade of the Seas for your very special sailing. Los Angeles is 8,953 nautical miles, or 10,302 miles, which translate into 16,580 kilometers. And of those guests who have been on board since Miami, well, we have been shipmates for 27,296 nautical miles, or 31,411 miles, which translate into 50,552 kilometers.
My friend Al, was a pleasure to meet you, to enjoy with your family, but it's time to say goodbye. So take care of them, and I hope to see you soon, yeah?
As we got off our excursion in Brisbane, I met Christian Hall, a famous TikToker. We then drove to the Lone Pine Koala Sanctuary. This sanctuary is not just a wildlife park, but it's a special haven dedicated to the care and protection of one of Australia's most iconic creatures, the koala. There were over 130 koalas living in a natural and comfortable habitat. Rarely have we seen a koala bear move.
They tend to gauge the jump pretty well.
Lone Pine is also home to kangaroos, wombats, Tasmanian devils, and a whole array of Aussie wildlife. We headed over to the Kangaroo Reserve, where we had a chance to interact with these incredible creatures up close, and we even hand-fed the kangaroos. That night when we got back on board, we listened to Jumpin' Jack Flash.
Evening and tonight called for rain showers, southeasterly wind up to 23, and when we get outside the bay we can expect around 35 knots wind and Rough sea is around 4 meters or 30 feet.
After a day at sea, we tendered at Airlie Beach. So we took a ship that took a tender that took a bus to a boat to snorkel on the inner part of the Great Barrier Reef. The visibility on the Great Barrier Reef was not that great because they've had a lot of rainfall lately. From the boat, we took a dinghy to a private island and had lunch.
We could look at the view all day. Time for a quick photo shoot.
On our way back to catch the tender, the waters got pretty rough.
"20-minute tender ride back to the ship.
To watch 𝗪𝗥𝗨𝗜𝗪 the Conjurer. Next stop, Cairns, Australia. And that morning when we did walk around the world, we got water bottles.
I met a friend on the tender.
After we got off the tender, we took a bus about a half hour into town. The last time Tom and I were in Cairns, Australia was '09, and this place has really grown up a lot since then. We got there in time to have lunch at Jimmy's, and then walked around the town area and then over by the beach.
Got to meet a policeman and a lifeguard.
When we were walking through town, we found a mall, and there's still Kmart's out there. In the US, they haven't been around for quite some time. When we were done, we took the bus back to the dock to take the tender to get back on the ship. Our next stop is Lombok, Indonesia, but we have 4 sea days before we get there. If you enjoy traveling with us, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe for more exciting adventures. See you at the next port.